Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guide. This is another episode for the C++ for Beginner series, and in this video we are going to learn about pointers. So we have been doing the C++ series for quite a bit of time now, but we have still not learned about pointers, which are a very important topic. So that's what we are going to do in this video. So first of all, I'm going to remove everything we already have, and now let's get started with the pointers. So what is a pointer? Now the idea is, so I've got, for example, a value here called x. Now this value called x is actually stored somewhere in the computer's memory, as we all know, and it has got a value to it. However, in some cases you might want to find out where that memory is. So where is this x stored? That's where pointer comes in. A pointer is basically a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. So in order to create a pointer, all you need to do is you need to go ahead and say int, and then you need to kind of put this star sign after this, which stands for pointer. So this means it's an int pointer, and you can name it whatever you want. For example, let's name it a, and let's do that. Actually, let's put it here, and some people put it this way, for example the pointer here, but the main style of Visual Studio encourages it to kind of do it like, for example, if I do it this way, and then I put like a semicolon after this, you can see it kind of adjusts this to make the style right. Now this is basically a pointer, and currently this pointer is not pointing to anything, which means it does not store any value, but you can actually store the for example, you want to put the variable x inside of here. Now our x is an integer, while this is an integer pointer, so you can't do that. You want to find out where that x value is. In order to do that, what you need to do is you need to essentially put an and here, an and sign, and once you do that, you basically, that means that this x is being referenced and we are getting the address of the value of x, and now this basically stores the value of x. So in order to test this, I'm going to write a little program. I'm going to go ahead and say cout, and I'm going to cout x, and then maybe cout a new line after that. Yeah, let's do that. So this will output the value of x. Now this pointer contains the value of the address of x. So if I go ahead and say a, then it will output something completely different. It will not output the value of that. But if I output for example, I'm going to go ahead and output the address of x. So in order to do that, remember we did and x. This gives us the memory address of x, and we are going to do it that way, and then we are going to put a new line after that, and then we are going to put another here, and then we are going to take the value of a, which means that a is a pointer that is pointing to the memory address of x, but you can actually find out the value of x from the memory address by putting a dereference operator in order to change it from a pointer to a value. And in order to do that, just put a star sign before that variable a, and once you do that, it basically should work. So let's start, and what you should see is that first of all it says 9, which is the value of x. So let's wait. Yeah, you can see it says 9, and then it says a really long and weird hexadecimal number, which is the actual address of which is the actual value of a remember, in a we are storing the address of x, and then we get the address of x separately using the AND operator, and you can see it's similar, and then we put use the dereference operator to get the value of a, and that gives us the correct value. Now that's pretty awesome, but where can we use pointers? Well, let us consider a small program here. So let me create a function here called void called double. So it's going to have return type of void, and it's going to be called double, and it's going to take an int called x, let's say, and we are going to put this here. So actually you can put it, let's just say let's call it triple, I guess. Alright, so if we've got a triple, a function called triple, which has got a an x in here. So we are taking an integer called x, and remember this x is always separate from this x because these are in different functions, and you might call it num, for example. Let's call it n actually. So we have got this number, and the idea is that we will basically triple the number, and you can see we can easily do that by saying n multiply equal 3. That is pretty simple. But if I go ahead and say triple, so for example, if I output x, and then I cout x, and then I put a new line after that, and then I go ahead and say triple x. So I will say triple x, and this is, remember, taking that value and multiplying it by 3, and let's go ahead and put this here, and then we are going to put x again. So this should first put 9 and then it should put 27, but you can see it does not happen. It puts 9 in both times, and I pressed a button accidentally, it seems. Okay, you can see it puts 9 in both times, which is obviously wrong. We are trying to do triple here, but why is it not working? Well, idea is when you pass the value off to a function, then you're not actually passing the real value here. You are instead passing a copy of the value, which means anything that the function does to change its arguments will not affect the actual variable in the real program. So in order to, if you, for example, if you want to do this, for example, in this function you use pointer, so you go ahead and say an integer pointer. So you use an integer pointer called n, and this is, remember, now a pointer, and then we are going to use the dereference operator to modify it. And now since this is carrying a reference to the memory address, then when it changes the value, it will actually change correctly. And I can actually go ahead and if I put a here, because remember a is a pointer to x, then you can see it should work correctly, and it says 27. Now obviously you don't need to create a separate pointer if you are not using it often. You can just go ahead and put the and x here directly. So I remove the x as well. We don't want to do that, just this, and then we can go ahead and just say and x, and this will work just the same. So this is pretty awesome. So yeah, these are the basic concept of pointers, and this is pretty much it for this video. I'll see you in the next one, in which we will try to complete our account case study. So make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for that, and share this video with other people, and bye.